Hi, I'm Rocky Bornstein, and I'm the inventor of the Elastik. Welcome to this Elastik podcast from Balanced Body. The focus of this podcast is going to be about thoracic mobility. The thorax contains the rib cage and part of the shoulder girdle, and it was constructed to encase our organs, and so it is one of the least flexible parts of our body. And so this exercise is not just about strengthening, which you will get if you move through it, but about the mobility of the thoracic spine, which tends to stiffen as we grow older, and so important for breathing and for good posture. So we're going to start with the legs together, and we're going to bring the stick into the vertical position. In that position, we're going to put the stick right on the sternum and slide one hand up the top of the stick. Now, I want you to feel very clearly how we're going to move from the very top of the sternum. So we're going to just bend forward slightly, using that part of the stick on the sternum as the fulcrum of rotation forward, and then coming back up. And then slide the stick maybe 1 inch down, keeping your belly away from the cords, and using that point as the axis of rotation. Once again, we're going to try and bend down forward a little bit lower, using that as the rotation point. And then coming back up. This time you're going to go below the rib cage, just above the belly button, keeping the belly away from the cords, and using that point forth, moving forward over the stick, and then incorporating the upper body flexion as you go over. Drop the stick down towards the belly button and round the upper back as you try to put the top of the head onto the stick. From this position, you're just going to bring the stick right back up to the vertical and slide the stick up back to the upper part of the sternum. You're going to start your side flexion over from that upper point, keeping your pelvis where it is, moving over to the left from that point, keeping your nose in the middle of the stick, and coming back up. Drop the stick down 1 inch, and once again, moving it over to the left first, trying to keep your face in the middle of the stick, and side bend over, keeping the elbows wide as you do, and coming back up. And drop the stick down towards the belly button and move the belly button over as you side bend over, lifting the right rib cage, opening the elbows wide apart, trying to keep your face in the middle of the triangle, and then taking the stick and laying your head as if you're lying down on the stick, and then push the stick away as you add some rotation through the upper body, and then pull the stick back as you come to your frontal position again. And push the stick away as you add some rotation through the upper body, and then pull the stick back again. And then lift the stick up back to the vertical position. Putting the stick out on the sternum at the height of your chest, reaching out into the diagonal. And I want you to, as if you are being stabbed, as you pull that stick back, your death scene, curling backwards with the thoracic spine, and then pushing the stick forward in space like you're the prow of the ship as your thoracic lengthens out in front of you. And then pulling back as you collapse in through, letting your breath release as you stretch back, and then pushing forward with the sternum as you extend like you're the prow of the ship, elbows wide, and then come back into the center. Taking the stick down and coming up into the horizontal stick overhead. Transfer your weight into your single leg stance, step out onto your leg, and go into a long diagonal. Now, if your whole body is behind the stick here, think of pushing through the stick with your upper body and pulling the upper body back and away. And push your rib cage through and trying to break through that triangle, and then pulling back and away from the center of your thorax. And then push straight through the middle as you push your chest through, and then pull back and away and bring the stick down and feet back into your closed toe position. Gather the cords up and take hold of the stick in your bow and arrow. You've got your stick in the middle of your sternum here. the stick up overhead, cords right at your chest. You're going to take a long arc over as you try to keep your face in the middle of the triangle. The arms are moving apart, elbows reaching back behind you. Push the stick away from you and coming back up. And then over the front, once again, you're going to fold over the sternum first, letting your upper body go forward. Drop down to the belly button, fold over the belly button. Drop to the hips, fold over through the front of the hips, and push the stick away from you as you come up in your neutral back, all the way back up into your starting position. Step out to the side, bend that standing knee, and side bend through your pelvis, side bend through your thorax, head in the middle of the stick, and then reach your arms apart as you push the stick away from you. And if you can, take your balance on one leg. Put the leg back down, push the stick away, and come back into the overhead position, and coming back down and through, bringing the stick through. Take hold of the stick into the horizontal. You're going to hold on to the cords with your finger so the cord does not slide through the stick. And take the stick over into this diagonal overhead position. You're going to fold the stick into your chest as you reach down and forward over. And we're going to go through full thoracic motion. So you're going to try and round your upper back through as you reach the stick forward. Lift the right arm as you slide the foot back. Push with the left. Push with the right. Push with the left as you lengthen up into a full extension of the upper body. And forward bend over and over, and leg comes through around the upper body, and lift and push and push and push and extend up and round, big circles and round as you flex forward. Last time, lift and push and push and push and extend and come back into your center position and back into parallel and relax. And now repeat the entire sequence with the strap on the opposite foot. Thank you for joining us for this Balanced Body podcast.